All right, where are we? I'm gonna play some Tour 10 today. I'm still trying to get my three. I'm still trying to get my three Cataclysm cards. So if I can't get them through the club card trading, which I haven't, at least in the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe I can get them through chests. Maybe I hardly ever get Cataclysm cards. So let's clear some slots out. Let's clear a couple. Just in case. It's doubtful that I'm going to get on a win streak, but we'll see. We'll see. Amazon. The Amazon. Boy, I need that Amazon card. All right, let's make sure we got the right stuff here. I'm going to take this bag, and I'm going to take a Quasar. No, not a Navigator. Quasar. I got a couple of those balls, so hopefully we won't run out. I shot a video earlier today doing the qualification round, but I had talked to my buddy Kyle Brady about the top spin. He called me and said, hey, I heard you were talking about the top spin, but a trick that the masters use to get all of their side spin when you run max top spin, a way to get all of your top spin on your ball. I have had very little success from the Pro Tees with the winds that we have trying to get over here. So I'm going to hit it down into this area. But what I need to remember hitting it down in here is how much top spin to put on. I think I can put on all the top spin and some overpower. My opponent is using a special ball. It's probably a power special ball. I know we played this one tournament. We were actually trying to get over into that fairway, bounce over, and you could get over there. And you had a, is that the deal? Was it trying to get over there? No, I think it was just trying to get all the way to the end. Maybe. Max top spin, max overpower. That might be a little too much. Let's put on, I'm going to put on that much top spin. And then I'm going to do 10%, so it'd be 1.1 times 12.1 divided by 1.3. APOC is 1.3 at max club. And that's 10.23 rings. Had to smack it off there pretty quick because I was running out of time. Sitting here talking. It's easy to time out. Like, think about how many times you've played and timed out and you're not talking or drawing on the screen or pointing stuff out. Or it's easy to do. It's easy. Power 4 ball. Power 4. I believe it's with this pin placement. If you can get it the right angle, you can do a rough bump that's here and go at it. And that is a really good way to do it, but you got to have a big ass ball to get up there. I can't remember exactly how we were getting into the right spot to get over there, but I know that was the shot that we were looking for, was that rough bump. In the rough. Open the door. They're close. It's definitely a makeable shot, but definitely. Kmart sucks. Now, where does that put my bounces? Now, I think this club can do at least this kind of angle if I do max curl. I'm going to go out 4.5 rings. So it's 8.9 divided by 1.8 at max club. It's 4.94 rings. I'm going to do 5. Why not? And then we'll just do max curl. And one ring great to the left. The one ring great to the left might actually help me. I still got a lot of work to do. If these short little chips, if you're playing where the wind's not as high, these short little chips they're not gimmies. You still got to line them up and you still got to set them up right. But they're definitely a lot, and I'm going to have the wind pretty much right to my back. So I think it'll be just a matter of hitting it perfect. But these short chips, when you're off, especially if you have a side wind, like a 12 mile or 14 mile an hour side wind, it can be it's definitely going to move the ball. Tour 7 and below, I hardly ever move my ball guide outside the hole. Like I might be on the edge. But when you're playing up here, you definitely have to take it into it. Definitely. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. In the hole. And it moved my ball just a little bit right there. There was a break right at the very end, and it almost pushed it out of that break. Close. Close. Somebody asked me in my comments how I do the numbers, and the deal is I have the app. I have the Golf Clash Notebook app, and I've used it before, and I don't have any problems using it. And I know that if you use it consistently, and you're, in my personal opinion, you still have to play your clubs. I'm not sure that I fully trust it. That's the deal. And so I have a cheat sheet that has all of my clubs on it, and it has where that club hits at max, minimum, and mid, or excuse me, max, mid, and minimum. And most of the numbers that I have down here, it could be argued that like I have some numbers that are possibly like power 3 ball numbers, and here I'm using a power 1 ball, and there could be a difference. And some of them I might have power 1 ball numbers, and I'm using a power 3 or a power 5 ball number, and those numbers could be different. And so the app is going to take all that shit into account. Whereas if you're doing it by hand and you've only got one set of numbers, but I've been playing long enough that I know my club numbers. The clubs that I play on a regular basis, 10 divided by 1.3 be 7.69. I'm gonna do eight rings. I'd rather over pull it in this situation. 5, 6, 7, 8 rings. And hit it great to the left. I think I have a ton of room on the other side, so even if I over pulled it, do I have a ton of room? No, I don't have a ton of room. I was thinking that there was no way I was going to end up in the sand, and there I ended up in the sand, and the 2 ring great to the left is what ended me up in the sand. But I remember all the numbers, but I have them all written down. So I have all the drivers that I could potentially use: my extra mile, my big topper, my quarterback, my rock, my APOC, my rocket. And I don't hardly use a rocket, but there's a couple holes in the game if you're playing where the rocket has a lot of backspin, and it might be the Thor's hammer, and I do have my Thor's hammer on here, and I have Thor's hammer numbers for 3 power, 5 power balls. I've got Big Dog, Guardian, Sniper, Horizon, Cataclysm, Grim Reaper, Saturn, Goliath, and Grizzly, because those are pretty much the only I'm at max club. And I play my Sniper at 2 per ring at max. And I'm gonna do 2 per ring. I'm gonna do 5.5. That would be 11. And I'm gonna lean. I really would like to stay to the left, but I'm gonna end up coming in on the right. I didn't pull it enough, I'm sure. For sure. I'd really like to come in on the left, because if you come in on the left, it breaks down to the right to come to the cup, whereas if you hit on the lower part of this plateau down here, there's no way to get up to the cup. But if you start over pulling these shots here, you're risking really over pulling and putting the rough into play. And one-on-one, the whole goal is fairway to green, force shootout, go to the shootout, and take your chances there. Don't screw up out on the course. It really sucks when I lose out on the course. If I don't make it here and I can just make my putt and move along a little doggy and my opponent doesn't get lucky and make theirs. You can see the greens on that little mound. In the hole, force a shootout. Take my chances in the shootout. Now, I've been getting my ass kicked in the shootouts just because I haven't been playing enough to really remember exactly what I need to do. There's a couple of the holes that I've been playing that I remember what I need to do, and I've had success on those. But the ones where I get out there and I'm not exactly sure what to do or how I want to play it, I haven't been having any success. And there's at least, I think it's in here, there's one of the par 3s that I just freaking hate that par 3. I don't like that par 3 even in tournament play. I go first. Which way's the wind blowing? Oh my gosh. 13.8 times. Yeah, I got plenty of club here. Times 1.4 divided by 1.8. 10.73 rings. There's 10.73. I'm going to lean just a little. Isn't it perfect? And I've been having more success on this hole and tailwinds than I have on the headwinds. I did a 40% right there, and I still needed to do probably a 60. And it seems, I'm not sure if this is the new pin placement on this hole, but or if it's the old pin placement. I'll have to look. This hole used to be like we would do like a 10 or a 20%, and then they changed the hole when they came out with the new pin placement, and it seemed like our 10 or 20% went to 60%. But I've played this hole a bunch of times with tailwind, and I've done a 20%, and I've been like right off the cup. Winner, chicken dinner. I'll take it. What I don't like to have to do here is having to pull over the water, because it's definitely distorting the rings. I should have tried to replay those people. What was I thinking? Let's clear a slot. Let's make sure we have at least 2 in case I'm not a dumbass and I do remember to replay somebody. Got an off-roader. I really like to get that off-roader to level 8, but I am hell and gone. I think I'm 280 some odd cards away from getting that to level 8. I did the math the other day to see how many cards I have right now. Like if I didn't play at all, if I didn't play a single game, I have 600 and some odd days worth of cards. Okay, 9.5. 1.1 times 9.5 divided by 1.3 is 8.1 rings. It's 8.03, but who's counting? There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. And let's put that wind back in, or at least some of it. Hitting 1 ring great to the right. I didn't put all of it back in. I still might have put too much back in as it is. Whoa down, cat daddy. Whoa. Whoa. I think it is that. Let's look at that. Yeah, there might be a little teeny bit of fairway on that. I think it's fringed, super small piece of fairway, and then you're in the rough, so it's easy to overshoot that. Now, if you bring out a 3-power ball, they won't have to do any overpower at all. I think they can adjust the wind and put the wind back in. We'll see. We'll see. One ring great to the right. One ring great. On the green. Making a putt. I'm not a big fan of long putts, but I will tell you the way that the wind affects the ball when we've got these bigger winds, it's almost better to take putts sometimes. You'll hardly ever hear that from me. I'm not a really good putter. It's not my forte. We'll see if that one ring, or if it bleeds off the hole, it bled off the hole. Needed to hit it perfect from that distance. Yeah. Yeah. That's how easy it is to lose. I freaking hate losing. I don't mind losing in shootouts. It gets old when you don't know the par threes but losing out on the course. The whole deal is, if you want to be a 75% golfer and try and win 75% of your games, what you need to do is never lose out on the course. You're the one that always wins out on the course, and then you win 50% of your shootouts. So losing out on the course really pisses me off, especially when I was in a good spot right there and it was just me not hitting perfect, which is not unusual for me. Which is not unusual. Now, I had myself up to about 400 trophies here 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I turned around and lost them all, and then I won a couple hundred of them back, and then I turned around and lost them all, and then I won some back, and then I lost them all. And I think yesterday I started with no trophies or 3 trophies in it, and now we're trying to get my trophies back. Now go for that. Half the people I see that go for the shot that my opponent's going for end up in the drink, and half of them make it. If they make it, they're definitely got a leg up. If the wind stayed like this, I'll be fine. But you know how it works in one-on-one. We got a 9-mile-an-hour tailwind in the next 5 minutes from now, which is how long it takes to get from one shot to the next. We'll have a 9-mile-an-hour tailwind or a headwind. They're in a good spot right there. That is a good spot. Good. 1.2. 20% adjustment times 11.3 divided by 1.3. 10 and a half rings. Ten and a half rings. There's the 10. I'm going to do 10.75. I'm going to pull back just a little more. I almost feel like I put too much topspin on it. Perfect. A little short. I'd want to be like right on the edge of that shadow. I'm a little teeny bit short of where I'd like to be, but now let's see if we have a headwind. Wow, I can't believe we have a tailwind. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I'm going to do a straight up shot, whatever the wind is, divided by 1.8. I'll be in my Cataclysm, and Cataclysm, that is awesome. They were in a great spot, too. Great spot. Okay, I want to get right up into there. So if I leave the wind in, it's going to push me forward about 10 rings. I'm going to go I'm going to pull back just a little, and then I'm just going to let the wind do its thing. And we'll see if I can make it. I don't want to put any power on. Hitting it perfect. Oh, and I put so much curl on there, it pushed me up. I hit the hill before I got back over to where I wanted to get to. Now I've let my opponent, now we gotta, now I'm fucked. Now I've lost out on the course again. Arrgh. I'm gonna have to lay it up because of the way that the wind is, but my opponent, I could have played that much more better. I'll tell you what I should have did. What I should have did was did this right here. Nope, it's not going to work. So we're just going to have to bite the bullet. I'm just going to lay it up down there and then have to take, and this shot from distance trying to get in the hole, I could probably count on my hands how many times I've made this. It is so hard to make this shot from distance. It's makeable, but I mean, any shot like this is makeable, but your percentage of making it, if you took this shot 100 times, how many times would you sink it? Even being able to take notes and go through it and go, hey, I did this or I did that, and I need to make this adjustment. Maybe towards the end you might get a little bit better at it, but it's still a difficult shot. I'm right at max club. 6.9 divided by 1.1. Straight up would be 6 1/4 rings. And this is why right here. Six 1/4. I think my chances of making this are nothing. 0, 6 1/4. 0. I'll lean. Hitting it perfect. At least it had the distance. Twice, 2 times in a row, and I lost both those because I made a mistake. The first one I missed, didn't hit it perfect, and that second shot right there, I had that shot in the bag. All I had to do was lay it up there. All I had to do was hit it straight. Oh, that's 2 in a row. 2. That's how easy. That easy come, easy go. You win 2, and then you totally tank it. I have no problem with losing, but I really hate it when I lose because I made a mistake. My family is pretty competitive with cards. My mom's side of the family plays pinochle, and my dad's side of the family plays cribbage. And very competitive. Very competitive. And I don't mind losing, but I freaking hate losing because I made a mistake. And there is no way that wind's going to push me over there. 1.2 times 12 divided by 1.3 is 11. Jeez, I'm just going to lay it up. I think my chances of screwing that shot up are big. Let's not compound my own problem here. There's 10, 11. Perfect. Let's not force another error on myself. Let's just get out in the flat. If my opponent brings out the stuff and they can get over to the other side, then more power to them. And they brought out a big ball, so they'll be able to make it. Even with the 6-7 wind, they'll be able to make it. That's got to be a power 5 ball. It is. I'm just amazed at how many people are playing one-on-one with power 5 balls. Now, I get it. You want to win. I guess you're winning your trophies. You're winning your stuff. But, damn. They either don't play in tournaments, so they're not worried about it, or they bought $100 packs, so they're not worried about it. And if you're playing up at the upper tours, you're playing Masters and you're playing that stuff, and you buy a pack, it's really more cost effective to buy a $100 pack because you need the balls to practice. My opponent is also in the sand. I got a much better shot from there than I have. Okay, last time, I'm going to start way the hell off over here. And I know the ball's going to roll down that hill. So there's 2, 4, 6, 7. I'm not going to do anything other than just a normal adjustment. Hitting it perfect. I like that a lot better. I've been trying to go straight out the cup and make an adjustment, but I'm always end up on this part, the lower part of this little hill, that hill. So that trench that's right here and the pins on that platform, if you're coming in like this, you're going to drift off and go to the right, and I always end up down in here. So I'm going to start coming in at it more on this and use the hill. I still will have a little chance, but at least I'll have a chance. All right. I do feel like if you come in with a lower power ball, you have an advantage in the shootouts. That's not always the case, but I feel like the par 3s weren't made for power 5 balls. Because if we were playing, well, we're playing one-on-one right here, and my opponent's got a power 5 ball, but I think most of these courses, if you were playing them, I'm not sure that you need, not on everyone, maybe there are some out there, but I don't think on all of them that a power 5 ball really does you any service. I don't think there's any big advantage. Better plug my phone in before it dies. How much juice did I have here? I got enough? I got enough. 1.3. I've been doing 20% with tailwind. 9.8 divided by, where am I at in my club? I got plenty of freaking club. I'm going to do a max pull even though I'm at mid club. Divided by 1.8. I think mid is 2.2. How much spin I got on that? I'm going to do a whole one hole spin. 7.1 rings. It's 7.07, but I'm going to do 7.1. There's 5, 6, 7, 1. Hitting it perfect. Close. 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 Now we'll see. Now my opponent will turn around, and I've had that happen several times here in the last couple weeks where I was like that. Like I was right on the lip, and my opponent turned around and made a hole in one. Now they do have a little bit of an advantage on me by having a sniper. So if we did a 30% here, that would be basically 7 ring pull. And they did a 5 ring pull. They did maybe a 6 ring pull. And they're leaning to the right. So theoretically the ball should be going to the right because they didn't pull it enough. And it did end up to the right. Good game. Good game. Good game, my man. Let's see if they'll play again. Let's see. Let's see. I think I have an empty slot. Let's see. You want to play again? Come on. Come on, dude. No. Nobody wants to play again, and nobody wants to practice in practice. I'm just amazed that, like, you go out there and practice and nobody wants to practice. Like, they see you're practicing, especially when you go first and they get an opportunity to actually see that you went first. Yeah, so I showed the video earlier today where you keep a ball like this in your inventory that's got topspin boost and more than 3 or lots of side spin. And in this situation, with a big topper and 100% topspin, I can take this ball right here and I can put max topspin plus like maybe 1 of the topspin boost. I get 1 into this, and with that I was able to get about 3 3/4 side spin. And then if I switched my ball to a Kingmaker, normally my big topper would give me 100% topspin and only 1 side spin. But because I dropped from this ball back down to a Kingmaker, it stuck me at 100% topspin and 3 side spin. So I was able to pick up 2 extra side spin by setting it up with the topspin boost ball and then dropping down to the ball I want to use. And I went in, and if you try it out, go into a practice session. Make sure you have these balls pinned because it'll be a pain in the ass to try and find them. But go into a practice session and set it up with the topspin boost ball, and then switch to the lower ball, and then you can see how that process works, and try and get into it. That way you're not losing anything or losing a hole or whatever. It's just practice. Nobody else will be practicing. Everybody goes into practice with a fucking white ball and goes in there and acts like they're going to win the biggest chest in the entire game, and they see that you're practicing, but nobody else seems to practice. So evidently, okay, this is what I can extrapolate from that. Evidently, everybody knows how to play the hole. Then why the hell are you practicing it? Like, especially, let's say you already have the drive down. You know where you're gonna get your drive, but like you're working on that second shot and you want to check it out. Like, who cares if you hit it? Like, it doesn't matter in practice. It doesn't matter if you actually got the eagle. What matters is that you sank your second shot. And so I'm just amazed. Just amazed. It's amazing. These holes right here are why I've been playing with a Cataclysm, because even if I was able to get up into the right zone up here, if we've got these big ass headwinds, this second shot is a beast with a sniper. I mean, I would prefer to play with a sniper, but I mean, that is a massive ass wind. And the Cataclysm's got a lot more topspin. 1.2 times. Okay, let's get our massive wind. 12.2 divided by 1.3. 11 1/4 rings. $11 1/4 rings. All right. Now I'm going to end up in the rough. I'm in trouble. Right? Wow, I can't believe I missed that. But I'm like 75 miles away from any zone that I would need to get over to the other side. There is this fairway that's over to the left, this fairway. If I can reach this fairway, I might be able to at least bleed it down so that I'm down in this area. You keep moving that ball to the right, And you're gonna, yeah, right there. That's a great spot. Leave it right there. Leave it right there. There you go. I think if they hit that perfect, it's still gonna hit the rough. If they hit that ball great to the right, that fucker's gonna hit the rough. They hit it great to the left. That actually helped them. That didn't help them, but this is where using the wind ring method can come in really handy. Come in real handy. Real. So I'm going to end up way the hell back here. So 13.6 divided by 1.8 is 7.5 rings. There's 5, 6, 7.5. And one ring great to the left, which did not help me at all. I think I might be in the same spot my opponent's in. I missed it. Excellent. Excellent. I got a good shot from there. Got a good shot. And I got the wind like dead in my head. Well, they're going to change the wind direction. Look at that. Now we went from a 12 something mile an hour headwind to a 6.5 mile an hour tailwind in 5 minutes. I just can't believe that people haven't, like, can't we just have consistent wins like we do in every other aspect of the game? Like you playing, when they first came out with tournaments, this is one of the big complaints. And it lasted for like the first 5 or 6 months that the game was out. After, I think it was like the first at least 3, 4, 5 tournaments before they changed it, is that it wasn't just about playing. There was a total luck of the draw deal too. Mid club, it's 2.4. 7.1 divided by 2.4 is 295. 2.95 rings. I'm gonna do 3. Is what would happen when the game first came out is we had the same kind of win that we have right here in one-on-one. You could be like, you started the tournament, you're one group ahead of me. Like you just started, you get on hole number 1 and you got a 14 mile an hour tailwind and you pound the ball down there and you get in the perfect spot, and then it really doesn't matter what kind of wind you get on the second shot, you're in the perfect spot. But then I turn around and play and I'm 1 millisecond behind you and I'm in another group, and me and my opponent have a 14 mile an hour headwind and we can't even get to that spot. So now that spot sucks and the second shot sucks. And so the tournament was totally like one-on-one where you're playing it, and it really was unfair. And so they changed it so that, like, hey, when you take your drive shot, you got tailwind. When you take your next shot, you've got the wind direction is going in the same, like the course may be curved like this. So here you've got a tailwind, and here now that wind is more side, but the wind is consistently rolling this way. But think about in nature what it would take to have a 12 mile an hour wind coming straight into your face, and then 5 minutes later you got a 6 mile an hour tailwind. I mean, it happens. But we typically call those storms. And golf is a fair weather game. We don't typically play in stormy weather or gale force wind stuff. So, like, can't we just... I just don't get why they don't do that. Why they can't stabilize the wind. Why it has to be this bullshit where you've got a big-ass headwind and then the very next shot you got a big-ass tailwind. I don't get it. I don't get it. I never will. And you know that they can change it because they change it for tournaments. So it's a pretty easy change. It's going in there and changing one variable. Standard wind. Wow. Wow. That's how easy it could be for them to change it, but they don't. And I'll give you part of my conspiracy theory stuff on that is, think about how many times you get on a drive and you've got a massive headwind, but then the second shot you got a tailwind. That's because on massive drive, they want you to pull out there, they want you to look at it and go, man, I'm never going to be able to get this done with a lower power ball, so I need to bring out a big power ball. I have to bring out a big power ball. Otherwise, I won't be able to make it. 11.8 divided by 1.3. Straight up, it'd be 9 rings. And then, on the second shot, they give you the tailwind so that all those people that didn't pull out a big ball, you might have a slight opportunity to recover because you got a tailwind now. But it definitely benefits you to bring out a bigger ball, and it encourages you to bring out bigger balls. It encourages you to bring out that power 3 or the power 4 or some special ball. Have I had any opponents that haven't been playing with a special ball yet? Do you guys not play tournaments? They either don't play tournaments or they have so many of these balls that they really just don't care. Or they forget. And they brought out a special ball and they ended up in that spot right there, and you definitely cannot make it from that spot. Not that I can necessarily make it from my spot, but I might have a chance. I might. Okay, what I'm looking at here is my angle. Like, how far out do I have to give myself in order to be able to make that angle? I'm going to do 5 rings. So it's 7.5 divided by 1.8. Straight up, it's 4, let's say 4.2. It's 4.16, but who's count? There's 4.2. Max curl, max power. In 1 ring, 2 rings, 75 rings straight to the right, which means I'll hit the rough right here. Can't believe I made that. Can't believe that. And they brought a 1 power ball, this is a big ass par 5. And if you're not in the perfect spot, it is hard to get up there. In a normal play, we definitely do not play this with a 1 power ball. Because even if they'd have gotten in the perfect spot down there, it's still a hell of a shot with a 1 power ball. Okay, there's max way up there. There's mid. I'm definitely in it. Let's see what this is. It's a 12.3 divided by 2.4. Be 5 rings. Let's see what that looks like. 5 rings. How far off? And I think that's a little too far. I still think that's too far. And I hit it great, so it's definitely too far. Woo! In the hole. Jeez, I can't believe that. A perfect would have hit the flagpole, though, so maybe. Maybe. Now, there is a beautiful rough bump from right there. Beautiful. I think that's what we were doing in rookie. Now that I think about it on this hole, is we were trying to make it over into the fairway, on the fairway side that my opponent's on. There's another hole I was thinking of where we were trying to go all the way to the right and get up. But I think this one we were bringing out like a big power 5 ball and trying to get over with top spin boost. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Want a replay? You want to go for that again? Come on, stick figure. Reapers. Let's go, man. I gave you 10 seconds. I gave you 5 already. There's 6. There's 7. There's 8. There's 9. There's 10. All right, I ain't waiting anymore. We got people to play and chess to win. Okay, I got 2 golds. Let's see if we can eke up. How much time do I got? How much time do I have? Got 44. I got 16 minutes, so I got time to play at least a couple more. Just a couple. Nordic Fjords. If I brought out bigger power balls on some of these holes, I could definitely help myself, because like my opponents are bringing out special balls and they haven't, not on every one of these holes, but on some of these holes they have an advantage. Like this wind right here with a power 3 ball, they can get over. That wind will carry them. I believe that wind, that 8.2 wind will carry them over here. It will carry a mile down into that. Now let's see how far they clear it by, because I think they're going to clear it by, jeez, 3 rings. Yeah, that was 60 rings. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Now the wind should push me up into this zone over here. Let's see. I'm going to try and give myself enough room for the wind to push me forward. We'll see if I can, we'll go for a no overpower. I think I had a little teeny bit of overpower on there. I'll end up in the drink right here. I'm just dicking around. Ooh. Can I squeeze by? Nope. I was trying to go through the gap there and get the angle right, but no such luck. Yup. You can see all the massive distance that they got on me with the power 3 ball versus my power 1, but they're in that zone that if they hit it perfect, it could go in. And they didn't adjust for the wind at all, so if they hit it perfect, it should come in to the left. The grate to the right actually helped them. That is amazing to me that they hit it great to the right and they came in on the right. I guess maybe the wind was blowing right with them. Is the wind blowing with us? Yeah, no. No. Hell no. Where am I at? All right, we'll take that. That was 20 rings straight to the right. $20 rings at least. 75. It was so bad it wasn't even good. Going to a shootout. I like not going to shootouts, but I don't like losing out on the course like I've been doing on some of these holes. I must have lost out on the course at least 3 times so far. And I don't like that at all. That is totally unacceptable to me in my game. I do not like, if you really want to keep, and the whole thing is I don't really care about my win percentage. My win percentage is so skewed anyways because I forfeited with this account. I've probably forfeited 4,000 games in tournaments because I played so many tournaments in this account. 1.3 times 8.8 divided by 1.8, 6.35 rings. $6.35. There's 4, 5, 6, 35. And I'm going to lean just a little. Isn't it perfect? Now roll back down to the cup. Roll back down. Roll back down. Stop. Don't keep rolling back down. Yeah, I liked it better when it was up at the top. No. Jeez. Yeah, I'm not ever... Let's see what my win percentage is. So I got a 54% win percentage, but of those games, of the 6,648 games that I've lost here, and at least the first 6 years or 5 years of tournaments before they came out with this new, where you don't have shootouts in the tournaments, which has been going on now for, I guess, a couple years. So like the first 5 years of the game, all the tournaments that we played, every round, like anytime we went to a shootout, I forfeited it. Occasionally, if I was still working on a hole, I would take the shot. But if I already had that hole down, I didn't really want to burn. You know, I wanted to save my perfect shot. I didn't want to burn on my hole in ones in practice. My opponent won. They beat me. Good game. So I would just forfeit and give my opponent. Hey, I felt like I was giving back to the community because I got to give them a chest, and they got the coin, and they got all the stuff. I really don't like the fact that we can play so much without having a winner, and that, you know, that we should always be able to win a chest or win something out on the course, and that, like when we're playing tournaments now where you get to the end of the hole and there's no shootout, nobody paid for the hole. So the win percentage is not a big deal, but when you're playing one-on-one and you're trying to get chests, you're cycling chests. So like the way I used to play it is I would cycle chests until I would try and play I wanted to get 16 wins a day, because it takes, every fourth win you get a gold chest. And so the goal was to get 4 gold chests and call it a day. You know, I got my 16 wins in. So if you're a 50% player, then that means you got to play 32 games before you're going to win 16 chests. And, you know, that's quite a few hours of playtime. But if you're a 75% player, you're only having to get 24 games, and that is a huge difference. That's going to be awesome right there. That dog will hunt right there, my friends. That dog will hunt. And so trying to maximize your deal by being a 75%er. I don't think I need quite that much topspin. 7.2 divided by 1.3. Hey, 7.2, not 72. 664. There's 5, there's 6, there's 6.5, there's 664, exactly. Max curl. Perfect. So if you could play a game every 5 minutes, you know, I mean, if you're playing, it gets you 12 games, 10 games in an hour. If you play 10 games in an hour, you know, you play for a couple hours and you can get your 16 games through, versus having to play 32 games. Now you're looking at 3 hours. That's an extra hour every day you're having to play the game just to get the stuff on. So win percentage really makes a difference in one-on-one. Only because it's speeding the process up. If you have the 3 hours, and hell, you're winning an extra 75% of those games in that third hour. Opponent hit perfect. Prefecto. Roll down the hill. They got a shot at it. They had a shot. I think my shot's going to be a little tougher, though. I'd really like to be up there where I could do that rough bump, but I don't want to do that rough bump in an 11-mile-an-hour wind. I can tell you that. 11.4 divided by 1.8. Already it's going to be 6.3 rings. I'm going to pull back just a titch more. Let's say 6.4. There's 5, 6. I'm going to do 6.5. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. Now it's all about the top spin. Did I get the top spin right? Getting on. Getting up there. The rough bump is actually, this hole has a beautiful rough bump to the cup if you bring out the right equipment. Eagle. Perfecto. In the hole. Damn, sister. It's 5:10, so she sent me a text message. It's 5:10:15. It's 15 after 5:10. We have this clock thing. When my sisters were little, I wanted them. Oh my gosh, I hate this hole. This is the Island par 3. This hole can be fucking brutal, and that's a brutal wind right there. Brutal. We had this thing. I wanted them to learn how to tell time on in their age group in the 80s, early 90s. There were so many digital clocks out that there was a lot of kids that didn't know how to tell time, and I'm sure there's just as many today that don't know how to tell time on a regular clock. And I convinced my mom not to have any digital clocks in the house. Her alarm clock was digital, but all the rest of the clocks in the house were regular clocks so that we could teach my sisters how to tell time. That's why this hole is brutal. And I've been in some winds like this where the winds are like that, and I have done exactly what I'm going to do right here. I've laid it up on this side. I've laid it up on this side right here and dared my opponent to go for it. Dared him. Thank you. Hey, why should I take the risk of going for the deal? I'll take the. If that happens, hey, if I ended up in the drink like that, I would expect my opponent to do the same thing. I got time for one more, so I better clear a slot, just in case. So we come up with these little things about time. It wasn't 5 after 5. It was 65 minutes after 4. It was 55 minutes till 6, and some of them got super complicated as we were going along. We're 8 hours and 5 minutes after, and so we had these things. So my sister and I text each other every day when the numbers are symmetrical. So if it's 111, if it's 111 and then it's 11 after, so it's 11111 or 1111 or 1010. Then it's 10:10 and then it's 10 seconds after, so you can try and catch it where you send 10:10 and then you send a 10:10:10. We joke that if anybody looks at our thing, we're going to act like we're doing some espionage shit or we're doing something, and it's like this is our code signal. So every now and then we'll put on there, Roger, meet up at Area 1. It's just this stupid shit, just have fun. Come on. Gotta have some fun. I have no freaking clue what my opponent's going to do here, or what they're doing, since they eyeballed it in about 7,000 spots. But with any luck, they'll have a sign in their way. Hey, man, I totally forgot what game I was playing until I saw that sign right there. Because, hey, of all of the spots that we would hit to, like that spot down there, like those are like the primo area, like down there. We really want to get down into that zone because that's like a primo area. And Playdemic was kind enough to put signs down there for us. Chicken shit bastards. .1 divided by 1.3, 7.5 rings. There's 5, 6, 7.5. Hit it perfect. I mean, think about how cheesy that is. You have a game like this. You have people that have really, the people who develop these holes this is awesome stuff. And then you have some somebody from advertising go, hey, wouldn't it be great if in the best spot that the person could possibly be in out on the course, we put a sign and block them? Or, hey, they came in from this direction over here and want to do a rough bump, and we put that sign right there so that we take the rough bump out of play because of a sign that they put that I'm sure on the other side says Golf Clash, because we want to make sure they know that they're playing Golf Clash. And I'm not going to be surprised if that sign's not in my way, because it looks like I'm close enough that I won't get enough height to get over it. All right. Is the sign in my way? It's not. Amazing. It's amazing. I really want to do that rough bump. 12.4 divided by 1.8. 7.92 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 9. Isn't it perfect? Can't believe that sign wasn't in my way. I mean, think about it. You work for a company and your job is to develop holes so that the customer, us, me and you, we're the only ones that ever see these signs. People don't get on here and go, wow, look, like those signs right there, you can't even see from the fairway. You can only see me from around the green that say Golf Clash. Nobody else can see these signs but you. And the people that develop these holes spend all the time to develop these beautiful holes, which make Golf Clash the best golf game out there, right? Because we've got all these beautiful courses and the design of them, and like they put a lot of effort into it. I mean, it's miraculous. I mean, it's awesome. And then some peckerwood from advertising comes out there and says, hey, you know what? It would be really cool if we went and put a bunch of signs out there and ruined your beautiful courses. But we're not just going to put signs out there so that, you know, we can do the thing. We're going to put signs in the spots that are the best area to land your ball. It's not like we're just putting them out there so that people can see them. We can run our Ford advertisements or our Lego advertisements or whatever company they want to get to run their advertisements. 1.2 times 8 divided by, and 1 point. .0, 9.6 rings. You got to hit this perfect. I'm on the side of that hill. If I hit it to the left, it's going to go way to the left. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. And if I hit it to the right, it's going to go way to the right. Isn't it perfect? And didn't pull it enough. I only did a 20, and I probably should have did a 40%. I'm still trying to learn some of these par 3s. I'm still trying to figure out what the pull is on them. There you go. I played for an hour, and I think I broke even. I think I started at 103 million, and I'm still at 103 million. But I did win some chess, though. That's the whole thing. But being a 50% golfer is not good. And at least 2 of them I lost because of my own stupidity. Or at least I didn't give myself a chance to go to the shootout because of my own stupidity. I was treating it like a tournament and trying to get up there so I could get my minimum score instead of just playing the shot. All right, there you have it. Some Tour 10, an hour's worth, and me ranting and wearing my little tin hat. I will tell you that I used to play a lot more, but they have done some changes, and these signs that were like the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back. They just ruined the whole thing for me by putting those signs out there, and they're so stupid. I mean, I don't know that I've talked to a single person that likes the signs. I've talked to some people that try to make excuses for the signs, but I haven't talked to anybody that likes the signs. And I really think, like, if you really want to know the slap in the face, is that they did put the signs in the perfect spot. I mean, we have a rough, and you hit into the rough, you should get penalized for hitting into the rough. You didn't end up in the fairway. But when you're in the fairway and there's a fucking sign right there, and that's the shot that you need to do, and the sign's in the way, now you're getting penalized for being in the perfect spot. And somebody at Playdemic got a gold star above their name because they came up with this sign idea to penalize us for being in the perfect spot. I mean, am I the only person that thinks that's ridiculous? Leave me a comment if you think it's ridiculous. Leave me a comment. If you think it's not ridiculous, explain to me why it's not ridiculous. And here's the deal: if they're going to put signs out there and make a bunch of money, we're the only ones that see them, and they're charging somebody else. When are we going to start getting our dividends? Because hey, we want to have a service that we provide to our customers. Like where are we going to start getting checks? We're going to start giving us free ball packs because, hey, we sold a bunch of signs this month. I'll take my hat off. All right. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you on the next one. Hey, I did actually end up with 109, so that means I was 2 games up.